Welcome people to the World Wide Web. So, as if you watched my video yesterday, you notice I'm a little bit out of whack with the videos. So, as I stated on that one yesterday, should have been my new series. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So, I've had to push it back. So I pushed it back one day, and this is episode 2 of the collection in depth. Slowly going through the A's, as you'll see. Apologies, the camera angles are a bit, as I'm trying to kneel up and down and there's toys all around the floor. I don't want to damage anything, and I'm getting old, and yeah, anybody who's out there old and bending your knees knows. So so please enjoy the footage. And welcome back to part 2 of the collection in depth. So we start with A. So here's Abduction, a Taylor Lautner action kind of film. No, it was alright. Then we go into A Beautiful Mind, Russell Crowe, quite good if memory serves me right. I think it's quite a hard one to watch, but it is a very good film. Sorry. Then we have About a Boy, obviously Nicholas Hoult as a young child and Hugh Grant. Quite a good film, quite a classic. About Time, bit of time travelling, a little bit of a different take on it with Rachel McAdams, Bill Nighy and Domhnall Gleeson. Above the Rim, I don't think I've watched this, so I can't really give much thing to, even though there's no label on it, so I don't know. Got really love this movie, even though it's a bit cheesy. Abraham Lincoln, a vampire hunter, the action that is really good in it. The main bloke, I always keep forgetting his name in it. It doesn't say. But yeah, anyway, it's really good. Oh. Let's move over. Apologies. So then we have Absolutely Anything with Simon Pegg. Went to see this at cinema, so I think, yeah, this isn't a sealed copy. It's just got a glossy overtone. It's quite good. A little bit fantasy there. We then have Accepted, so it's about kids going to college with Justin Long. Is that Blake Lively? It looks a little bit like Blake Lively, it could be. Next one, so this is a Region 1. I got Accident on Purpose. Big fan of Jenna Elfman back in the day, Dharma and Greg days. And this was a series she did. It was alright. Obviously then we have Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Classic. Good old Jim Carrey. And then we pull out, and then obviously When Nature Calls, the follow-up with obviously the elephant scene, as we all remember. One I got recently, A Christmas Story. It's a big thing for Americans. I honestly didn't find it funny or appealing that much at all, but I got it to add it to the collection. Addicted to Love, obviously Meg Ryan. Amazing in the 90s. This was actually quite a good film, even though it's not as big as a film as you would think it would be with Matthew Broderick, but still quite good. I think I got this from a Blockbusters, a really cheapo one, A Dirty Shame. Comedy, you kind of right there, Blockbuster. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the case. Admission, obviously a bit of Paul Rudd. Earlier on, Tina Fey in some comedy movie. It was quite good. Then we obviously get to the dog ones. A Dog Named Christmas. You see the labels on it, so I've not seen this one, so I can't comment. Hopefully one Christmas I will. My dog likes to bark at dogs on the TV, so it's always a bit. A Dog's Purpose. Love this movie. Really good concept. Really good idea, obviously, if you're a dog lover. Thinking of doing a top 10 dog films or animal films, so from a recommendation, so I think this may be on there. And then obviously the sequel to it, A Dog's Journey. It was alright, not as good as the first, but still quite fun if you like dogs. Adrift, not seen it, but as you can see the stickers on. But I mean, from the trailer it kind of gives most of it away, but we shall see when I get a chance to. Adventureland, obviously this is about kind of carnival where all these people, you might see a few famous people there. See Mr. Reynolds on the side, Kirsten Stewart as well, and Kirsten Wiig on the far right. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. Sorry, the camera is a bit rubbish. Adventures in Babysitting, only came across this probably about 5 years ago. Elizabeth Shue. Really actually quite like this. Quite a fun film from the 80s. I've seen his Matt V movies, covered this a little while ago and I picked this up. This is Aeon Flux, obviously from the comic. Yeah, it's not too... I mean, the anime, sorry. Which obviously anime is in a different place, which is why the anime is sitting there. A Few Good Men, You Can't Handle the Truth. I don't think I need to quote this anymore. 21. Fairly good film, long time since I've seen it. And then the last for this line, A Fish Called Wanda. Grown more into this as I got older, I must admit. Kevin Kline, I quite think he's quite funny. So we are there. Let's go next one. So, After Earth. Seen a bit of Abomination with Jaden Smith. I thought it was alright. It was good concept. Yeah, he wasn't the best actor in the world, but it was alright. I've seen far worse. Against the Ropes, and obviously you see the labels on it, 10p. It's not good for Meg Ryan, but never watched it. But yeah, I'll try and add it to the list soon, see where. Agent Cody Banks 1. Obviously good Hilary Duff and that. They were alright, it's like kid films. I think I watched them more as an adult, so didn't appreciate it as much. Obviously there was 1 and Cody Banks 2. Then we move on to Agent Carter. Like, I thought I had both seasons of this, but I know I've watched it on there. Got it to watch with a wife, but she wasn't too interested in that. And then obviously we move on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1. I was very hit and miss with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Obviously season 2 got a big solid Blu-ray box. That was quite a fun box to get. And then obviously season 3 on DVD. And then I didn't get any more there, but having watched it all now recently on Disney Plus, I do want to get more of it and complete the series. A Guy Thing. Obviously Jason Lee, early comedy with Julia Stiles. It's an alright one. Very switch your brain off and enjoy. Haunted House, love Scary Movie, and it was good, but it wasn't quite up to there. Or the Winans as Bella. I don't know if it's all the Winans or just Marlon, but I think they did 2 and 3, but I've only got that one. Viggo Mortensen and Ed's, what's his name? Ed somebody or other. It wasn't a quiz many moons ago, but I forgot. No, I can't see his name. If you know his name, please put it in the comments below. Jog my old memory. Yeah, it's quite a good one. I think this is based off a comic book or something along the lines of that. It's a very... I saw this after watching Lord of the Rings, and Viggo Mortensen looked a lot older. I think it's done. Hologram for the King. Obviously, Tom Hanks, label still on, so I have no idea what it's about. Obviously, if you do see these and the labels are on them, please do recommend them. As you may remember, one of my top movies of the 90s, Airheads. Absolutely love this comedy. It is silly, and maybe because I watched it in the 90s and thought it was silly along with it. Obviously, we have Airplane, the classic, Don't Call Me Shirley. It's alright. I mean, I grew up after it. I've always been hit and miss with Leslie Nielsen comedy movies, even the Naked Guns, but Airplane, yeah, it's alright. And then one from the wife, Alan Carr, obviously comes from Northampton. Never seen it, so I take my wife, she's got it, so she thinks it's alright. Oh, sorry about this. Stretch your legs, getting old. So we move on to more. So we have Alan Partridge, this is mine. I've no idea. I bought this because one of my exes really wanted to watch it, and I thought it was the biggest pile of rubbish, but I still have it because I'm an idiot and keep everything. Alcatraz, really want to watch this. Never got round to it. I was a bit disheartened it got cancelled, but we shall see. A League of Their Own. I found the series quite funny, quite early days, before obviously James Corden got a bit different. Obviously Alex and Emma, a kind of little rom-com. I do love the old random rom-coms. Yeah, it was okay, what I can remember of it. Sorry, the camera angle was really... So with Alexander, obviously there's one label on it, I've not seen it. I know it's quite a long film. Alex Cross, I believe based on a book. Obviously Tyler Perry, not known for his kind of being the good guy ones, and Matthew Fox not known as being a bad guy. It was alright. I felt like it was missing something. Obviously Will Smith, we know he can slap, but in this one he obviously can give a punch. Yeah, I love films like this when you learn more about the person. It makes me want to read up a little bit about so yeah, obviously Alice in Wonderland. The sequel's not here either, so maybe it's in a different place. I'm not quite sure of that. Ali G in the House. Never watched the series, but I got the film. I found it quite funny. I do like Sacha Baron Cohen. His movies and all that are quite silly. Then obviously we go to the Alien section. So this is why you the Alien quadrilogy has all the first 4 films, from Alien to Alien Resurrection. Then we have AVP. It was alright. I always find it a bit funny when they try and pair up the humans being as powerful as a predator and then AVP2 ruling. It's alright. Ant and Dec, I don't know what they were thinking. Money grab. Really weird film. But you have to have these rubbish films to appreciate the better ones. Alita Battle Angel. Absolutely love this film. They've obviously recently announced they are in talks to do the second one of this. Really hope this comes about. Actually watched this on my stag do, funny enough. A Little Bit Like Heaven. Haven't watched this, I don't believe. I know it is sad, and that's kind of always enticed my wife from not watching it. All About Steve. I actually find this really funny. Now, this is the film that she got the Razzie for in the same year that she got the Oscar for The Blind Side, I think it was. And I think she turned up at the Razzies handy copies of this out. I actually don't find it that bad. I say it's a bit silly and funny in places, but I don't get why she got the Razzie. But there we go. All I See Is You. Right, so me and my wife saw a trailer for this with Blake Lively and Jason Clarke. It is not what you expect. It is a little bit weird and out there, but it was an alright film. It's not exactly what you want. And exactly when it says you won't believe her eyes, I'm not going to say why, but yeah, it has a very good, interesting concept. Now, this movie I really liked, and as you'll see, this was my introduction to Amber Heard, who has now left acting. But I thought she did quite good in this until she went off the rails a little bit in her personal life. But that's her personal life. And here we are, All the Right Things. Good old Tom Cruise when he had his dodgy teeth, which it doesn't really show in there. I think that was one of it. Is this the one? Well, the labels are on it, so I've not watched that, so maybe I'm thinking the wrong one. Almost Famous, Kate Hudson. It's quite good if you like the classics ones. Obviously, I haven't watched this copy, but I have watched it. $7.99. Jesus, was that how much? It was. Alone in the Dark. I got this off a friend when he was sending off his DVD collection. He gave it to me. I do like Christian Slater, but never watched it. Along Come Polly, obviously with the ferret. I do quite like the silly 90s, 2000 rom-com funnies. A Lot About Love. I did actually like this from Ashton Kutcher. It is kind of overlooked, but I do think this is quite a good film. I would recommend this. Now for Dogs, Justin Timberlake. I watched it. I wasn't too impressed all around. It was okay. A lot of famous people in it, but yeah, obviously the guy at the top left here obviously isn't with us anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Next series, watch this with my mate. Quite like this. It's kind of like the low budget heroes. Alpha's about people who have special abilities, but there's like a kind of catch. I say really good film. Unfortunately, kind of lost its way, I think, a little bit in season 2, but could have done with another season at least. Then we have obviously the classic Alvin and the Chipmunks. Who doesn't love Alvin and the Chipmunks? Obviously we have one, the Squeakquel there, and then Chipwrecked. Then we will go for these last 3. So Amadeus was obviously one of my 100 that I watched about the you know, I didn't not thoroughly enjoy it, but I did appreciate what it is. It did have elements that I liked and elements that I didn't. It is a very long film, and I can see why it won the Oscar, I believe it is, for Best Picture. Amount apart, Vin Diesel. This is, I think, early 2000s when he had some that wasn't Fast and Furious that I did quite appreciate. And then the last one that we'll do today, so we got through 3 rows, was Amélie. I really actually like this. Again, this is one of my 100 movies. It's French, it's subtitled. A little bit quirky, but I do actually highly recommend this. And that is part 2. Obviously, we've only got to AM. Obviously, the A's do carry down. And to the bottom row, oh no, Babylon 5 is there. So we have 8 rows before we finish the A's. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, we're not even out of the A's yet. Might be another video or 2 before I smash them through. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the apologies. Hope you're enjoying the in-depth collection. So plenty more to come. There's loads and loads to do, so I do appreciate. Yeah, and then please do next month. Obviously, it will shift and it will try and be Mondays for these videos. So apologies, it's Tuesday and you're getting this, but yeah, Mondays. I'm going to try for 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So Mondays 4 o'clock. This will be the time. So it'll either be the in-depth collection or my new series on a Monday. That's hopefully the plan. Anyway, I've been Cypher Sigma. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish to, and I shall see you in the next one.